Their seats, and we will start with our graduation. Thank you all for coming. I'm Sheriff Matt Clifford. It's really important that you're all here supporting these folks in their new endeavor, or just in a different place. Not so much a new endeavor. But first, let's start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everyone would stand, please. And then Class President, if you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. And take a seat. So whenever we have a graduation or a promotion, we usually kind of go down the line here and have people say who's here to support them so we can see all the family members and friends that are here. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Zach. I have my girlfriend, her mother, and sister here, and then my parents who were unable to make it, sadly, but they're watching live from home.
Hello, my name is Aiden. Today I've got my mother and my stepfather here to support me.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I have my mom, my grandma, my boy, and my husband here, and then I have my dad watching live stream.
Hi, I'm Stacy, and I have my husband and children, and my parents and my husband's mother here.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I have my amazing parents and my friends here to support me.
Perfect. Again, thank you all for being here. So this time what I'd like to do is invite up Captain Zach Walls. Captain Walls is the director over our 911 center. He's going to have a few remarks.
Thank you, Sheriff. As the Sheriff said, my name is Zach Walls. I'm the captain over the Emergency Communications Center, the Emergency Communications Bureau. Now I'm going to talk just a few minutes about kind of what dispatch does. A lot of people aren't familiar with what the dispatch center is responsible for and what these folks will be doing shortly and have been up to for the last this is very dangerous. And what these folks have been up to over the last 10 weeks and what they have coming. So our dispatch center, we are responsible for all emergency calls in Ada County, for all police, fire, and EMS. And so we handle about 140,000 911 calls a year. And then that's on top of all of our non-emergency calls that we handle as well. At our dispatch center also, our dispatchers have to be prepared to take anything. When the phone rings, they just answer the phone, not knowing what's on the other end. But they also are responsible for answering every emergency call that comes across the radio as well. So all radio traffic that our firefighters, officers, and paramedics are doing, they're responsible for doing all of that as well. And it's something that I think a lot of us, especially those who are used to hearing that voice on the other end of the radio, or for those of us growing up being told, call 911 and someone will answer. I think it's something that we take for granted that, whenever we call that number or we key the mic, that there's going to be somebody on the other end. And so the job that they play in public safety, the role they play in public safety is really critical for all of us so that we can get the help where it's needed. Over the last 10 weeks, they've been responsible for attending the academy, and I'm sure some of you have heard what that's been all about. Everything from classes on dealing with people in crisis, having mental health issues, to dealing with people who are angry at their neighbors, and at times also learning how to deal with providing CPR instructions over the phone, or even delivering a baby over the phone. And now at the end of their 10 weeks, they're going to start the portion of on-the-job training for the next 18 or so weeks. They'll be out with a trainer, taking those calls, handling the radio, and dealing with all the things that come into the center to get everything sorted out and get help where it needs to be. One of the things that when we first talked, for the five of you, you remember one of the things that I said is never let anybody tell you that you're just a dispatcher. The role that you play in public safety is critical, not only for the community that you serve, but also for those field units who rely on you to get them the help that they need or the information that they need to be able to successfully navigate their call. So I will tell all of you again, remember that the role that you play in the safety of our community is such an important one. We couldn't do it without you. The field units couldn't do it without you. Our our community, as we saw from our 4th of July numbers, right? We just celebrated 4th of July. We handled over 600 fireworks complaints or fireworks-related calls, many of those complaints. But people rely on you to get that information to the field units or to also provide them help over the phone while they wait for field units to arrive. So the role that you play is such an important one. I'll introduce the sheriff for the oath of office. I guess I have to. Caitlin, do you want to bring the class up for the oath of office?
So now what we'll do is I'll administer the oath of office for the sheriff's office. And I usually try and explain to the employees that heard me say this 100 times, but when you get into the business of public safety, we really, we ask you to do a lot. And we ask you to handle your lives actually in a different manner because you're held to a higher standard than your average person. So the oath of office is only 3 lines long, and people don't realize that, but the words are very important, and we make them swear to it, and we expect them to act that way at work, and then it's expected of all of us to really act that way in our communities as well. So it's kind of a big deal. It's obviously very ceremonial, and it's required for the sheriff to administer it, but it also imprints on all of us how we should behave at work, how we should live our lives, and so it's asking a lot, but they've signed up to take the challenge, and I believe that they can probably do it. If you can pass our background process, you can probably undertake the oath. All right. So, raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution and laws of the state of Idaho. I will earn the respect of others by being ethical and professional at all times. Pledge to carry out my duties to the best of my abilities and bring honor to the Ada County Sheriff's Office and to myself. So help me God. Have a seat, please. Now that Caitlin's sat down, why don't you come on back up here? So I want to introduce Caitlin Powell. She's the class president. So congratulations. She seems very excited about that, so I'm glad. But she's going to have a few words to say as well. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, and thank you for attending the graduation ceremony for Emergency Communication Officers Academy 16. Over the course of the past 10 weeks, the 5 of us have dedicated our time to learning the policies, procedures, protocols, and how to best prepare for our on-the-floor training as we become 911 dispatchers for the Ada County Sheriff's Office. Despite all of us coming from different backgrounds and being born in different centuries for some of us, we shared a common goal, wanting to help people. 2 of our cohort are laterals, meaning that they're coming from other agencies. Both Jordan and Zach have been invaluable with their experience and advice, while Aiden, Stacy, and I are coming from non-law enforcement backgrounds. On the first day of our academy, we were told that our group was going to be very close throughout the length of our training. I remember thinking, yeah, right. We'll work together and be close. I don't think any of us anticipated just how close we would become. Each day, we would find ways to support, encourage, and bolster each other throughout the process. From our indescribable lunches, where it was normal to laugh so hard each of us cried, to Stacy writing hundreds of flashcards and giving us each a set to help our studying for the tests we had, to being able to count on each other and knowing we all had each other's backs. When we received our schedules for phase 1 of our training, we realized we wouldn't be able to eat lunch together every day like we had been for months. Each of us frowned and then made the commitment to have a family dinner once a month where we would find the time to have a meal and catch up with each other. I can't imagine an academy without the 5 of us, and I wouldn't want to. The values of the Ada County Sheriff's Office are integrity, service, dedication, and attitude. Throughout our academy, I've had the honor of seeing how each of us embody those values in spirit and in practice. Jordan is integrity. With her unwavering ability to always know how to help, she becomes someone we can rely on. In addition to having the best laugh, she's someone we can trust with anything. Her knowledge, compassion, and sincerity are going to be such an asset to this agency. Zach is service. Throughout his entire professional career, he's worked hard to help people. He cares so much and has proven over and over again he'll do whatever he needs to in order to get the job done. Stacy is dedication. Even without writing the hundreds upon hundreds of flashcards she has over the past 10 weeks, she's shown how committed she is to this job. She's never given up or backed down from a challenge. You've helped so many people already, and you're going to continue to make positive impacts in our community. Aiden is attitude. While being one of the funniest people any of us know, he's brought a positivity that's been a guiding light for our academy. From brightening our early mornings to designing one of the best presentations ever made, Aiden has brought so much joy to our group. We've been incredibly lucky to work together in the academy, but also with everyone in the sheriff's office. Our amazing managers and instructors, Dawn, Hank, Cassie, and Jordan, have made this program into what it is today. Thanks to their efforts, we're starting this journey with our best foot forward. Having this job and being able to help people is an honor, a privilege, and a gift. I'm so excited to see what we all accomplish. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to everyone who supported and trained us. For all of your advice, guidance, and encouragement, thank you. I'm so proud of the class of 16.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. So throughout their journey here over the last handful of weeks, right, this group has been guided by training coordinators that help them through the process and do their testing and make sure they're getting everything done right. And one of them is Jordan. Jeff is his dad. Jordan Levy, he's standing in the back there, and Cassie Owens, who I'm going to invite up here. Cassie will have some words to say. Two dedicated people that really great at their job as dispatchers, and then of course are even better as training in the way of dispatch. Come on up, Cassie.
Academy 16, what can I say? You guys have been an absolute joy. Okay, that's all I have to say. No, today marks a big step forward for you. It is the moment that you leave the classroom and you step into the heart of the job. You've completed the academy, and now you begin the journey of learning on the floor, headset on, side by side with those who have done this work and who have been in your shoes at one point. When I get ready to write these, this is my 16th one, maybe only 15. I don't know that I talked at the first one, but I always look up a quote and I like to base it. And one that came to me this time was one from Abigail Adams, and it really, really spoke to me. Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor. I love that word. And attended to with diligence. In other words, learning doesn't just happen passively. It happens because you show up with purpose, with focus, and with passion. You also have to have heart, and you guys have that definitely. That's exactly what you've done during this academy. You guys have each shown up for each other, for your studies, and for our agency. You have trained, studied, practiced. You've pushed through uncomfortable moments, practicing on primary channel, all to prepare for the responsibility ahead. But I do want you to know that your learning hasn't stopped. It's not going to be over for the entirety of your career, I hope. In fact, some of your most valuable lessons are still to come in real time, with real calls, and most importantly, with real emotion from you and from the people that you're serving. As you enter the on-the-job training portion, remember, it's okay not to know everything. As a matter of fact, it's pretty expected that you're not going to ever know everything. What matters is that you stay open, you stay coachable, you keep seeking growth, you ask questions, reflect on what goes well as much as you do what doesn't go so well. Every shift, Every call, every experience should be a step forward for you. You're ready. I know you may not feel like it, but you are. Not because you've mastered it all, but because you've proven you're committed to learning. You're committed to learning it all. Because you have classmates that have become friends to lean on, and because you have an entire team of 911 professionals rooting you on, hoping for nothing but your success. I also want to leave you with this. Please protect your mental health. Watch out for each other as much as you watch out for yourself. Don't forget what brings you joy, and make sure that you're participating in that often. Congratulations, Academy 16. Your next chapter starts now, and I know that you're more prepared than you know. Thank you. We are going to introduce the graduates, so I'll have you come up one at a time. We'll start with Caitlin Powell. Stacy Stallings. Jordan Lamson. Aiden Fry. And Zach Shoup. Thank you all, and congratulations. Throughout Academy, through their 9.5 weeks, 10 weeks, they took classes, but they also had tests. There are 6 tests throughout that they take, and of those, we do an average and come up with the top student, and I'm happy to introduce Aiden Fry as our top student. I think there was less than 3 points that separated all of them, so it was pretty great group. And the other award that we do is a Vision Award, and I would like Captain Walls to come up and present that one.
All right, the Sheriff's Vision Award is given to someone in the Academy that best exemplifies the vision, mission, and values of the ACSO. The training cadre, as well as the class, are asked to reflect on the Academy students and select the one member of the class that best represented the vision, mission, and values of the Ada County Sheriff's Office. Our vision is the Ada County Sheriff's Office will lead the way in providing public safety for our community. Our mission is to make safer places for you to work, live, and play. Our values are integrity, service, dedication, and attitude. And I'm going to read a portion of the award before I announce who the winner is. Your peers and training coordinators have selected you for this award because you exemplify the vision, mission, and values of the Ada County Sheriff's Office. Through your consistent kindness, generosity, and dedication to the success of others, even in the face of your own challenges, you set a powerful example for your team. We ask our emergency communications officers to be kind problem solvers, and you took that request to heart. Your impact has not only been noticed, but deeply appreciated. And the Sheriff's Vision Award for this class is awarded to Stacy Stallings.
Well, great job, everybody. And those of you who got special awards, great job to you too. So this is kind of the wrap up to the graduation, where I got to say a few, stumble over my words and say a few things. But one of the things that I usually say during graduations, especially to talk to the public, to the family and friends that are here, is to emphasize just how important our work is. You know, a couple of years ago, all the sheriffs in Idaho, we got together and we lobbied the legislature to make them first responders. So we were successful. It was 2 years ago, I think, 2-3 years ago. So they are classified in the state of Idaho as first responders, and that's not very common across the nation. And dispatchers, I have talked to dispatchers from across the nation, and they found that just amazing. That helps them, utilize some of the things that we get to utilize as first responders, as far as retirement and all those kinds of things. And it's easy to prove because of the things that they have to do and kind of the ordeals that they go through, where we're easily able to take a step back and look at the impact it has on their mental and physical health. And so that's how important they are. We're called the first responders, right? And I think that's important to know, because when you hear first responder, you think fire, EMS, and law enforcement. And they do all three of those. And especially here in this county, it can be kind of an arduous task. I know we have some people that are laterals, so they kind of already know what to expect. But this is a tough job. It really is. I've never done it, and I don't know that I would make it. but it's a hard job, but it's very fulfilling. And I think I talked to you about that early on, where you're gonna laugh, you may cry, you'll be angry, you'll be elated, you'll feel all of those emotions sometimes in one shift while you're going from call to call and not even knowing what's going to happen. Unlike first responders in the field that get a call and then they start to go to it, right? And they can process what's going on and get information from you about what's going on. When you answer the phone, you may drop that line and just head right to the next call. You may go from, hey, what temperature am I supposed to cook my turkey, to my child fell in the pool and I can't get them out. And that's why it's so hard on them, that constant unknown. But they're great at it. We really run, I'm biased, but we run a really great 911 center. And I couldn't think of a better place for you to come and finish your careers and start your careers. The people are amazing, and you'll learn so much, and you'll have a great time. And I guarantee it that you will feel like you make an impact. Right? Everybody in this world has a job, and it's very important. But the job you do will have direct impact on people's lives. They're going to be looking to you for help, and they'll be looking sometimes just to talk to somebody. You're going to wear lots of hats. Right? You'll be wearing your paramedic hat, your counselor hat, your fireman hat, you name it. But you made it this far. I believe you will be just great once you get out and start sitting in the chair a little more often, because that's when the real work starts. Right? So congratulations to all of you. I'm very proud of you. Thank you for coming here and working and doing this work. It is not for everyone, but so far you've proven that it is for you. So welcome, congratulations, and if you would stand up for me, please. And just face everyone out there. If you live in Ada County and you call 911 or have an emergency, odds are you may talk to these people on the end of the line, and they'll be your first contact for help. So let's congratulate them and welcome them. So that is the end of our graduation. Don't feel like you have to rush out the door. There are cookies and punch in the back if you want to come up and take pictures with the flag. We can move them closer together if you want, or family pictures, whatever you like. So just hang out and enjoy each other's company. And thank you so much for coming and supporting them.